Hey, good morning, guys. It is a little after 3 a.m. Getting ready for the gym. About to have just short of 16 ounces orange juice with 4 servings of some dried figs. Lunch, I have about 700 grams of red grapes, a pound of apples, and about 350 grams of kiwis. And I'm just tracking this solely for the purpose of sharing data for people like me that are just curious about this diet and being able to eat more food, perform more in the gym, and work on their cut without having to just crush their calories. You know, because it gets tough when you're stuck eating keto or carnivore, and it's like, you know, eat 1,800 calories or gain weight. It's a crazy lifestyle. And I'm starting my day off with just short of 220 calories OJ and 440 calories of kiwis. And then I just was crunching the numbers. I think it's like another, about just short of 1,000 for lunch, and then I'll have like another 1,000 to 12 after that. Like a clean 300 to 3,600 calorie today. Today's another fruit fast. Gonna do about 46 hours before I have a normal meal tomorrow. And I'll check in with you guys later.
Grapes are so fucking good. All the food choices are so good on this diet. It's 8 a.m. It's about 5 hours since my last meal. Like I said this morning, I had just short of 2 servings of orange juice and 4 servings of dried figs, which comes out to about 960 calories, something like that. This is over 500 calories of grapes. I forget the exact number, but I have it in my phone. I have it logged already. It's like 730 grams, something like that. And I forget the exact number for the calorie count. Yeah, so yesterday, let's talk about it. I broke my 72-hour sugar fast. Cut a great amount of weight during it. And I broke my fast with a pound of buffalo chicken lunch meat, 4 servings of fat-free cheese, 3 servings of the Primal Kitchen avocado oil mayonnaise, some mustard, some roasted asparagus, some pickles, and I fried the carb counter tortillas in 1 serving of olive oil on both sides to toast up the turkey wraps. It was awesome. It was great. Shortly after that, maybe like 2-3 hours later, I had 2 scoops of whey and some water. Now, I woke up this morning expecting to weigh in. Yesterday morning, I was 196.4. And I woke up this morning expecting to, be like 197, maybe even 198. Just holding on to some water from sodium and some undigested food. 196.4. Same exact weight. So crazy, when we talk about like controlling the scale. Insane. I've never had this level of control. I had over 3,000 calories yesterday. 170 grams of protein. A little bit more. I'm not counting traces in like the tortilla. I'm just basically looking at the 100 from the chicken, 10 from the pound of asparagus, and 50 from the whey, and then 4 servings of the shredded fat-free cheese is 36. So right there, that's Actually, that's a little bit more. That's already 186 before even throwing in traces from the fruit, the whatever the tortillas were. Yeah, that's solid, man. That's solid, because I in the future, right, when I'm like eating at whatever maintenance turns out to be for me, I don't know what my weight's gonna be. You know, am I gonna be a 180-pound man? Am I gonna be a 190-pound man? I don't know. My original goal when I did my last cut, I was doing like a bodybuilder style diet. I decided to kind of push the carnivore to the side. I knew I couldn't cut calories eating the way I was eating on carnivore. It's all city shit, you know what I mean? Because you're basically just having to do intermittent fasting, and you're having to do OMAD just to maintain some kind of weight on carnivore. Your metabolism seems to slow down. I can't speak with any certainty on it, but right, it seems to slow down. Carnivore is like a great diet for an OMAD maintenance 210-pound lifestyle. You know, it's an amazing weapon if you're 300 pounds plus, if you're 30% plus body fat, addicted to multiple meals a day, hyper processed food. It's a great switch. It is like, I was talking about this with my wife yesterday, it is like a really important intervention, you know. The food's good, it's attractive, you know, having things like chaffles, it's good enough and indulgent enough to make that inevitable switch from eating hyper processed foods for several meals a day to like spending your entire day putting all your eggs in one basket and coming home and having a dozen scrambled eggs with raw milk Gruyere and a New York strip. It's indulgent enough to definitely be a suitable replacement for the hyper palatable addictive ass food that you could just get anywhere all the time, cheap. But inevitably, and you go on any of these pages, you go on Carnivore Bodybuilding on Facebook, which is like Rob Goodwin's group, you go around the Carnivore Diet community on X, you go around all these groups, you go on Reddit, everyone is stuck in stalls. You know, you read the comment sections on all these great channels, everyone gets stuck inevitably, right? There's there's really three stories. One is that there's like a group of really amazing genetics. The second group is people that are in the midst of losing some weight and experiencing results that are blown away. And then you have this third group of people that I lost the weight and now I'm fucking stuck, you know? Hi. And this is something else, you know? Whatever my maintenance ends up being, knowing that I can get down to 190, 180, whatever, and, you know, what, is it going to happen in the next month? You know, I'm inspired by watching Latchkey. I'm inspired by watching Sugar Punch. All Frucked Up, another great one. Emma, another great one. I just saw in her comment on another page of this other chick, really awesome. She made the switch from carnivore. And I'm like looking at, you know, what they're doing, and it's motivating me. Like, you know what, man, maybe I just like really get into this to push the weight loss just to show people what this is about. You know, I don't plan on doing YouTube videos forever, but if I can just like leave behind something where it's like, look, here's a guy who started out, and I feel like this is a unique experience, right? I started out going north of 200 and wanting to grab control of that and lift weights and do my little bullshit amateur bodybuilding bullshit at home, right? Not on tests, not on any of this stuff. Look at this guy, look at how he salvaged his metabolism, his calories that he was able to eat, and then maintain X amount of weight, you know? And I'm able to eat 180 grams of protein, 50 grams of coconut oil and olive oil and mayo, whatever, and have this super clean diet where it's like, you know, I'm going into the weekend, let me do a sugar fast because I know I have 2 family and friend meals coming up. I'm going into the holiday, I'll do a sugar fast before, sugar fast after. I'm actually a pound lighter now than before the holiday, you know, stuff like that. Like, this is something that I can just do easy. Like, I'm already thinking about in July, you know, I have my annual trip to go see my family back home in Italy. I spend time with my wife, my dad, my brother, my grandmother, cousins. And it's like, I'm gonna be able to sugar fast the week before, get lower than maybe even I want to be, go to Italy, start my day with a cranked up metabolism off of the sugar, get a little bit of cardio in, maybe even hit the gym, and then have some normal meals. And then when it ends, you know, do a short sugar fast and cut the 4 pounds or whatever, you know? It's wild, man. It's wild. I feel like people that were like struggling through hard financial times that won the lottery. I can't even explain the depression I was going through over how little food I could eat and how poorly it made me feel being stuck in that grind. Anyways, finishing up my 8 a.m. meal 2. Around noon, I'm gonna have some honey with apples, kiwis, and who knows? I'm gonna check out the store, see what kind of cool stuff they got at the grocery store that normally would be completely off limits for the rest of my life, and take it from there. And I'll check back in with you guys. Probably not during the apples and kiwis, but when I get home later tonight and I have a big old feast with a ton of honey on it. All right, back at it. Kiwis, apples, honey. I thought of this cool idea earlier. I picked up a thing of Country Time pink lemonade, and it's like, I think I'm gonna try putting the pink lemonade mix on some fruit. It sounds really good. Today I've been everywhere on the map, man. Philly, Philadelphia, Bristol, Norristown. I gotta go back to Philly now to change some batteries and smoke detector. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it is Friday. I can't wait to get through this, go change these batteries, and then by the time I get back, it'll be time to drive home to Kensington Avenue, park up, go hang out with my wife for a little bit. And then later tonight, I'm gonna have a big fruit and honey bowl, and I get the last of the footage, and that'll be it for today. That's what I eat. First day of a sugar fast.
Yeah, of course. What am I gonna know?
I said, where should I plant our lavender plant? You said,
Yeah, very nice.
like 145 or something?
Wow, what a artichoke you got there. What an artichoke you got there.
It's an artichoke.
I'm really enjoying this freaking bowl. I bet there's like at least 1,200 calories. I didn't add it all up. I have the numbers. It's probably so much food.